Drums, please.
I just want to dance every time I hear that intro.
Me too. I was dancing in my head.
Right. Welcome. This is Oluchi, and this is our Trifecta. And I have special guest Octavius with us again.
What's up, DMV?
And yeah, I think we're going to keep that for the rest of the, as summer begins and just, swing it on through.
That would be excellent.
So let's get started. It's hot in here, right? Are you hot?
Just a little bit, but I think I'm still hot from outside or last night. I don't know.
I've been drinking.
Really?
I've been drinking.
I couldn't tell.
Good. That's probably why I'm hot.
I see the cup, though.
Yeah,
At least it's not a red cup. At least it's just...
I thought I was going to be cute and pretty with this clear pink
You
one.
are. You're not a thought with that at all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. But I am thoughting because I'm drinking in the middle of the day.
Well, we are in Thought City, so...
Hey, sometimes, when in Rome, thought.
Go.
No, I'm just like...
Nah, do not.
Okay, so let's get on with these current events. So we have a couple stories for you. So I'll start with the non-political story first. So in Delaware, about 2 weeks ago, there was a daycare facility where they were running pretty much like a baby fight club. And there were 3, alleged perpetrators of the baby fight club or the toddler fight club. And they were pitting the 3-year-old classes against each other and making the 3-year-olds fight each other and taping it. Mm-hmm. And the 3 ladies were arrested. I believe one was 18, one was 21, one was like 43.
Yeah.
And, they all got out on $10,000 bail. Yeah. And
I would have showed up at the jail and bitch, you would have died.
Oh my God. So that's what I want to talk about. So the sheriff, obviously, they had to call a meeting with all the people, all the parents of the daycare facility and, inform them your kids might have been fighting or whatever. And the sheriff was pretty much surprisingly, all the parents were hella calm and nobody lashed out or said anything or did anything crazy. And he was just what the hell? So my thing is I try to put myself in that position.
Mm-hmm. Wait, has Kenzie been in her first fight yet or no?
I mean, Kenzie is in a phase where she's going through the whole clique phase. So it's that petty girl fighting. Brittany don't want to be my friend, mommy. You know what I'm saying? It's not physically fighting, but it's she don't want to be my friend. She said I'm too light skinned. She said this or whatever. And I'm
and
y'all
cool.
are already talking about light skin?
Yeah.
Y'all already never. And then 2 days later, it's me and Brittany friends again because she has said sorry, and so I'm cool, and I don't want to hang with this other girl,
right?
And I'm just
the whole time you remember Brittany name though. You're yeah, Brittany, okay, right. I'm gonna listen for that.
Whole time I'm Brittany can't come over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With her little badass.
See, I don't want my child to be that other child. You know what I'm saying? Nah.
You don't want her to be the Brittany, or do you want her to not?
Here's the thing: don't bring up my daughter at all when I ain't around.
What?
I don't know. I mean, that was real ignorant. But at the same time, that's how I feel.
Would you rather your daughter be the bully or be the bullied?
Oh, nah. She's here's the thing. What Kevin Hart said it real well. When Kevin Hart was Daddy, we was playing here and there and somebody had to go. That was really real. I want my daughter to be the girl that said, look, somebody got to go out this
out this circle.
Yeah.
So does that mean she's the bully, or she's just the one that's I'm not feeding into the BS?
I'm not feeding into the BS.
Because to me, being a female, you know what I mean, that you had to come into your own with that situation. And even though we're getting away from the point of the story, I felt when I've always been in little cliques. You know what I'm saying? Throughout my teenage years, my elementary school years, I was in a exclusive clique.
Right.
As exclusive as far as we were all the same friends, not we were all popular or something like that. But anyway, I feel there was a lot of cattiness and pettiness, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And as I became an adult, I was why do I gotta be in somebody's clique? You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of friends that hang out with a lot of different people. Some of my friends, though, whether they know it or not, are very cliquish in the sense, if you just invite your random friend out with your, close set of friends, they're like, who that?
Right.
Why? Who is that? You always got some random friend.
Right,
Da-da-da-da-da,
right,
blah,
right.
blah, blah. That's cliquish, though.
Right.
Let's just have a good time.
That is.
Let's just, so I'm that one that's like,
yo, dudes do that too. Let me tell you
really?
that. Yes, dudes do that. They be like, Octavius, you hang out with this group, and then you have that group, and this group, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just a social guy, Yeah. Just like people.
Why you can't? Yeah, I just like people too. So it's like, I don't want to limit myself to just this certain set of people.
Right.
And then like you learn, I've noticed that a lot of my friends who don't have a lot of friends are very limited in some aspects of their lives.
Right.
And so they don't see a broader view of things. Maybe that might not be a bad thing, because in the sense that they may not get hurt as much as far as like ended friendships or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or drama, but at the same time, like sometimes their outlook on life is a little skewed.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? So, anywho,
and I think that's because like POE is real like product of your environment. Like like a lot of my friends.
I was trying to do POE like something over everything.
Oh what? Oh yeah, you just still turn turn down for what? Like, but my
POE,
yeah,
okay, product of your environment.
Yeah, but you don't remember Jim Jones had an album? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was POME.
Well, something like that. I shortened it. I shortened it for a reason,
Okay.
just to remember it, I guess. But here's the thing: like, I guess like a lot of my friends are my friends because of my environment. I've met people in different environments and made a friend,
Right.
and because of that, they part of my clique. So
your clique is all worldwide.
dog, we deep.
Ain't nobody with my clique.
Yo, we
clique.
too deep. Yo,
clique.
we're in Atlanta, LA. Like, where you want to go?
I'll be in LA next year.
Okay.
Coachella.
Oh.
Okay. I'm gonna stay blasting Coachella. But anyway, okay, so back to the subject. Mm-hmm. So if you went to your daughter's daycare, I don't want to say her name because I don't know if you're comfortable with that. But I'm
here and I'm not comfortable with it. Like,
anywho, so say they were like, hey, she was fighting and they was making her fight. Like, what would your initial reaction be? I feel like you would be turned up though.
Yeah, I
no reason.
I couldn't. I don't even think that I could describe. Like, that's one of those things where, like, if I was in that situation, I feel sorry for the person that's the antagonist in that situation. I feel sorry for whoever's against us. Like, whoever us was, like me and her, whoever's against us
is getting it.
Yeah.
Getting it. So you're gonna be in jail.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying, like, you as a parent, I do feel like sometimes I'm probably a very nonchalant parent when I think of other parents. Would I be highly upset? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like sometimes when you show the hell out, that gets you absolutely nowhere.
That is very true, though.
If you react in a sense where you like looking for the teachers to smack them out, now you in jail.
That's
now
very
taking care of your
which
kid.
is why, like, because of my past and because of like different things that I've been through, I've learned to be emotionally smart. So I can still turn up on you and do all of that and not go to jail. But I might just go to jail for a reason. I might just go to jail just to get you on the news. Like, I might just go to jail to get you on 7 on you. Oh, okay.
So it was like they were on the news. They were arrested because he didn't turn up.
Yeah.
But I don't know what my reaction would be. I probably would have to let it process for like a day. Like, what just happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, is my child won't have any like long lasting, emotional effects? Like, is my child now going to be a bully and think every time she's around somebody of her age group, she got to fight them? You know what I mean? Because that could, you don't know what type of effects, that could have on your child.
Right.
Like, now my child don't trust adults. They were only 3-year-olds, but I feel like my daughter could really have a conversation at 3. Mm-hmm. I might be tripping, I don't know, but I feel like she was really advanced for 3. And so at 3, I was already asking her questions like, does anybody touch you here? Do you feel comfortable here? Blah, 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 blah. And she was very vocal. So even now, like, if somebody pushed her off the monkey bars and they were playing or whatever, she will tell me. I'm not that parent that's like, somebody pushed you off the monkey bars, I gotta go to school and I gotta talk to your teacher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If if it's repetitive, I will contact the teacher if it's the same person every time. Like, okay, you know, this incident happened, this incident happened, this incident happened. I think there's something you need to do to rectify the situation. But some things are just like life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this though. Oluchi. I'm sorry. Do we have to go back?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Keep it moving.
Here's the thing though. My thing is this. What do you think her father would do? With today being Father's Day and all of that, what do you think that your daughter's father would do?
Okay, so he's more highly emotional than I am. So he would have a problem. I know off the bat that he would have an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that he's not, you know, you have to have somebody to balance you out as parents. You know what I'm saying? So to me, two turned up parents always have bad situations. You know what I'm saying? True. So usually when I'm turned up, the things that I'm turned up about, he's a little more calm. And the things that he's turned up about, which really deal with her emotions pretty much, or her safety, he is to the max. So I could see him getting real ignorant real fast. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
maybe even hands on or something.
I don't think for no women he would be hands on, but he would definitely.
Even if that chick was the chick that had your daughter fighting and whatnot. Here's my thing. Like, I'm not saying that I would be that guy, but I'm just saying I don't know.
Yeah, you don't until you are in that situation. I would hope that he wouldn't put his hands on any female. You know what I'm saying? But I think he would probably be looking at me like, I'm gonna need you to follow up at any given point in time, or we're gonna have a problem. You know what I'm saying?
And I guess my thing is, like, with me, like, growing up around, like, I'm in a family with nothing but females. Like, there's no males, like, involved in my family and everything. So with me growing up around females, and then outside of that, with me dating, my dating life and stuff like that, like, I have the ability to know people when I meet them. You know, have you ever met someone and then met someone just like that person?
Right.
And so my thing is, like, because of me knowing a lot of people and stuff, like, shorty, I know if I turn up on you, I know if you're that type of girl, if you're the type of woman that would have my child fighting, you would probably fight me first anyway. Like, I don't care about you no more, like, at all.
You just got real turned.
Yeah, man.
Take it down.
Let's get off that, man.
So I just feel like, I mean, I do feel like they should be in jail, and I do feel like at some point the daycare facility needs to, like, you know, refund everybody their child care bill or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and then there needs to be, like, some provided at least initial therapy to these children that were, like, you know, they were like, the kids were coming to the little, you know, to the counselor saying, like, oh, such and such pinching me, and they're like, no pinching, more punching. You know what I mean? Like, when you go to the adults,
that's going back to what I said. If you're the type of woman that would have my daughter fighting in that situation anyway, you're the type that is encouraging that activity and encouraging a little girl, a girl smaller than you. Really, you picking on the kids because there's obviously a winner in this. You knew that somebody was going to be a winner and there was going to be a loser. You knew that, and you were prepared to let a 3-year-old be a loser.
Right. But this is okay, so I don't agree with any of that. Don't get me wrong. But I do, let's be real. At 0 or at 100, there are winners and there are losers. And the way that society now, because of all these freaking mass shootings and school shootings and low self-esteem and kid suicides, it's because we are now teaching our children that everybody's a winner. No, sometimes we take a L. You know what I'm saying?
Important. And that's very emotionally smart.
You need to tell your children you are not always going to be the smartest. I do strive for you to be smart. You know what I'm saying? You're not always going to be the prettiest, the ugliest, the whatever. But sometimes you take a L. As an adult, you take L's all the time.
But as a 3-year-old, you're not supposed to be taking no ass whooping from another fucking 3-year-old at the damn daycare, and we're doing, like, what?
I agree with that. Like, I don't feel like you should be pitting two little kids to fight, pitting any two people that are not
dog fighting. Michael Vick is not around, shorty. Like, she's not. Like, she's just, like, that. Just, we can't do that. Like,
you should definitely go to jail.
You can't be okay. If you ain't go to jail, if you didn't go to jail, you should go somewhere else that rhyme with jail. That's where you should go. You playing with the kids, man. Like, Man, come on, dog.
Okay, so we'll check. You are way too turned up. So let's move on. Anywho, so starting last Thursday, if you live in the DMV area, the early voting started. So it'll last till next Thursday.
True.
So this will be Monday when this airs tomorrow.
Make sure you get out and vote, people. Get out and vote.
Please do. I can't say it enough.
Do that.
I can't say it enough. And so these, I guess most people, the best place to early vote for you, I'm assuming, would be like the sports metro complex place in Landover.
True.
If you live around exit 15 in the Beltway, I don't really.
If you actually in the DMV and you're not like in Annapolis thinking you a
true.
thug, like
Right.
oh my bad.
Because I don't go below exit 15 on the Beltway unless I really have to, or I'm going to be down there all day.
Yeah.
So that's not my voting place. True. But you don't have to, like, the schools aren't open for you to vote, so you can go there to early vote, and I think they're open from 10 to 8 every day this week until Thursday.
Okay.
But if you can't make it, you can go to your local polling place on the 24th, which is a Tuesday, and they're open from 7 a.m. to, I think, 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And don't be fooled, people. You do not have to show your license. People show their license, but you don't have to show your license.
I thought I had to show. I really.
You have to just show
license,
your. You're not required in the Maryland in the state of Maryland to show your license.
Wasn't it a big thing on that too?
Because it goes by state. So
Right.
I don't know what other states' rules are. I just know what Maryland's rules are because I'm an election judge.
Okay.
But we technically.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm an election judge. I work elections.
You didn't tell me that.
I don't tell you everything, nigga.
I don't think you're supposed to tell anybody that. But,
Why I can't tell people I'm an election judge?
well, okay.
It's not a secret.
We're not gonna look at you.
For what?
I don't know. I just heard
I mean,
crickets.
I'm not.
Like,
Yeah, I'm like, what? What?
Okay, go ahead.
Anywho, damn, it's hot. I'm over here sweating. Okay, so
It is actually hot though. It is
I'm
just
like,
a little.
I'm over here like, ooh.
But it's 90 degrees outside. We should like
I
the
know.
turn up. The turn up is.
I'm gonna
what
get
it
me a
goes by.
nice little tan this summer. Anyway,
True.
so you don't have to bring your ID. I would have my, voter's registration card. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if you don't have nothing, you can always do a paper ballot. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have anything or you're at the wrong location. So don't let them just swindle you into thinking you can't vote at all. Give me a provisional ballot, please. Thank you.
Right.
If they tell you to go, that you're not at your polling place and you don't want to go to your polling place, give me a provisional ballot.
Right.
That's fine. You know what I mean? Because your vote does count. So anyway, I want to talk, with that all being said, we are electing a new governor. There are a couple, if you really pay attention to politics in the state, there are a couple candidates for governor who are.
Wait, let's just say this real quick though. The reason why I'm not like, can you tell people why I may not know the candidates?
I don't know why.
The only reason why I don't know the candidates is because I wasn't in the area, but it's fine.
I mean,
This
I'm not
wasn't
about
my
to say their
election year.
names because I'm not endorsing anybody.
Oh, you're not?
I can't. But as an election
That's
judge, I
true.
just can't.
That's going
So
back. Okay.
I'm just
That's why I
telling
said
you
we're not
which-
gonna look at you.
Oh, you're not gonna look
There
at
you
me?
go.
Good.
So you do know.
So they, some, just for your FYI, are endorsing like, you know how some kids can't go to Head Start or preschool because they don't make the income requirements? Well, they want to pay for that so every child can do it no matter what income, which is a good thing. It's called the early school program or some crap like that.
Okay.
And they want to pay for that by legalizing and taxing marijuana like Colorado. So if you're for that, if you're for the whole Colorado, movement,
It's a movement. It is.
it is. But
That's why-
what's funny about that, I'm not even gonna go there. Let me just make this comment. What's so ironic about it is it's so funny how, the whole stigma behind marijuana sales and, drug dealing as far as marijuana goes has, they've been all these crimes and laws to punish the core cohort of people who sell it, which are, of course, African Americans. But when a white man wants to legalize it, and he can make millions off of it,
and then it's
we're not gonna make nothing off of it.
Just like prohibition and whatever else. And then it's okay.
It's just
we'll
it's not okay. But you can make
perception is reality.
How many black people do you see with the whole Colorado movement? Because there's so much more than you just literally smoking some weed. I mean, the whole Colorado movement is energy drinks, it's food, it's brownies, it's these big, massive dispensaries, it's the security part of it. These people, because a lot of people don't realize, but we've talked about it on the show, is that the whole Colorado movement is a cash only business.
That's true.
So banks are afraid to touch it. Mm-hmm. So they have to just store this cash somewhere. So there's a big opportunity for security specialists, a lot of like military retiree intel type people to make
retired CIA agents
to make big business off transporting this money.
Right.
But you don't see any black owners, any black minority businesses getting in on this because they don't tell you that. But anyway, so let me just move it past. So if you're interested in that and you want to vote for governor and you're interested in the whole, better schools for taxable marijuana, then that probably should be your candidate. Anyway, but one of the stories I want to talk about is the whole...
That
sold you?
Who?
So one of the stories I want to talk about is this is like the whole why you need to be voting. Mm-hmm. So
tell the people why.
There was just a vote, like if you a part of the whole Sally Mae clique, mm-hmm. I'm a part of the Sally Mae clique. Mm-hmm. And Senate,
I'm part of the Sally Mae clique too.
Man,
I went to North Carolina A&T. Aggie Pride, shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Greensboro, what's going on? Like, anyway, we deep.
Shout out to UTA, University of Texas at Arlington. Shut up.
Okay.
Anyway, so, I don't know if y'all out there, but don't leave me hanging.
I heard them.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So, yeah, they had this vote so that people could refinance their student loans at a like way low rate. Mm-hmm. And this is the same process used for like big businesses to refinance businesses that we let the too big to fail businesses. It's the same proposal for the too big to fail businesses.
Okay.
At the same rate, dirt cheap. So that it can help boost the economy, and the average working person pays student loans.
Right.
They denied that shit, right? So what's crazy is like your senators, denied it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like you need to writing your senators really works for some people. Right. Like white people be up in arms about stuff and be writing their senators. They be getting them to come out to stuff. They be getting them to do all these things. Like, I have not read, and if you have an example, send it to email our Trifecta at gmail.com of some black people writing their senators and somebody doing something. Because do we write? We barely read.
Right. Hey, not to jump subjects, but please, before you do things, do the spell check, like real quick, man.
Autocorrect won't let me be great though.
If I misspell a word, just know I knew how to spell that word, or I knew how to know how to spell that word, or check, or see. I know how to Google the word, like yo.
But some of y'all don't be doing it.
Some of y'all don't do.
And as I've read another Facebook friend I have on Facebook, like some of y'all don't get no A for effort because y'all be real deep and real wrong on get grammar.
That goes back to being emotionally smart.
Because I'm just like, I mean, I've had a couple slip ups, but like I said, autocorrect won't let me be great. So I've said grateful before and spelled it so wrong. You know what I mean? But I just be wanting to shut down my whole Facebook when I go to publish, and I'll be like, oh, that is so wrong.
Yes,
but now they have that edit button. Edit that shit.
Yeah,
give me an
sometimes
asterisk.
you gotta step back from the situation and read and evaluate and do
that.
But let me put this in layman's terms for people that may not have gotten the point, or just because we went off a topic. Just to put this in layman's terms for anybody who can't understand the concept, is just like this. They're cliques, they're gangs. There's Democrat, there's Republicans. Like, come on, think about it. Like, just get on your team and show out.
Yeah, and unfortunately, sometimes like just like where gangs are really bad, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't want to be a part of the gang, but sometimes you got to be cool with the gang so you don't get shot up. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, so, I'm neither or. I'm either or. Like, there are some things about Republicans that I totally fuck with. There are a lot of things I totally don't fuck with, though. And vice versa. You know what I'm saying? There are some Democratic ideals that I don't fuck with.
Right.
But there's a lot that I fuck with.
Right.
So guess what?
And you can
I pick and choose who I vote for.
There it is.
If you talking for the most, and you gotta like pick the lesser of two evils.
So would you rather pick and choose, or would you rather just take it anywhere?
Exactly.
Anywhere it go.
Well, studies show that you would rather just take it and complain about it because we don't vote as far as statistics show.
See, and that's where I look, I can't disown that gang. That gang I can't disown. The only thing I can do is try to make a difference.
Yeah, so I at least say if you vote, you tried. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like I said on my Facebook status, for all of you saying my vote don't count, which you probably didn't vote, because some of you who said that, I checked to see if you voted last time and you didn't. So I'm not sure what you're talking about. But anyway,
Whoa.
no shade. So anyway, they just voted out the number 2 Republican in Virginia. Like, that is like so unprecedented. You know what I'm saying? So you can't tell me that your vote doesn't count when he's the House majority leader. You know what I'm saying? He got voted out. His campaign he ran was $5.4 million. The runner-up, which was still a Tea Party candidate, his was $300,000. There's no way that you could tell me that money runs everything when you have a vote. And then for my women especially, or my people of color, whatever color, you couldn't even vote that long ago. You know what I'm saying? So for you to just like pretty much to me shit on what your ancestors fought so hard for you to get, I understand they only fought so hard for you to have the option. And it's your option. Because some people, I do get that some people don't vote to make a statement. But it's just not a smart one, in my opinion. Right. So, get your black ass out there and vote. Stop playing with me.
Do it. Just do it. There's no excuse. There's no
especially
no
you with them student loans, because guess what? If you would have picked a senator who was really for that and now was their platform is to lower your student loans or to help your life be manageable and more, and better, then we wouldn't be having that conversation about, they raped us. But guess what? They did it for big business.
Here's the thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Ignorance is bliss. And let me tell you this. If you listened to this show and you did not vote or did not go out and maybe Google a candidate, maybe try to figure out some names, let me tell you, this will take you a long way in life in general, just because of the fact that networking is great and politics is a great way to network. It's not really bar talk. Don't get fucked up out here. But
yeah, that's not a good look.
Yeah,
don't get fucked up talking about politics.
Don't get fucked up talking about politics out here.
Sorry, I had to take a drink break.
Straight.
Okay, so for the next one, just to show you who. So this story is about to prove what I'm talking about. Don't be voting these assholes into office. So in Oklahoma, there's a Tea Party candidate running for the state house. And this fool, okay, you can feel however you want to feel about gay rights. I understand. It's a free country. So if you like it, you don't like it, whatever. But he's openly saying, I'm not trying to author a legislation, into the books to have a death penalty for gay people, but I'm not against it. Why would you even...
That's a backhanded comment. That's just backhanded. That's a backhanded comment.
So you're pretty... And he's
we got what you was trying to say, man.
People should be able to pick and choose who lives in their community. That's discrimination.
Yeah.
Sir.
That's fine.
We just did that with segregation.
We just went through this. We just went through this.
What are you talking about?
A lot of times you have to be emotionally smart and think about it and just say, when it comes to sexual orientation, does that have a place in politics?
Right. I mean, I feel two ways on it, because I feel like it does, because it's so there's so many inequalities. So I feel like
But
politics
because of
plays
that,
a
because
part.
of the fact that you brought me into this, because of the fact that you brought this situation into.
Well, I feel like, homosexuality wasn't talked about for so long. So, everybody was just like blah 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 going day to day. So when if I was gay and I wanted to put my wife, on my insurance because we live together, we're married or we're not married, but we live in a domesticated situation where like we're spending our lives together and she needs to come on my insurance, but you're saying she can't.
And I think that
Politics needs to be involved.
Here's the thing. The only thing that I could say in reference to that is that a lot of people, I guess they try to like highlight religion, and see religion and politics go hand in hand.
Although they're not supposed to.
I'm non-denomination. I didn't join a clique when it came to religion.
So
I'm my own religion. I'm not. If I mess up, it was me. It was me. Like, I'm not claiming no cliques. I know my God.
So what does that have to do with you getting off base?
Yeah, I am. Bring me back around the corner. Going back to that. That's why I say religion and politics is two totally crazy subjects.
But what I'm trying to say is you said that politics has no business in people's personal lives.
And neither does.
But what I'm saying is it's a double-edged sword, because had politics not been involved in the whole, gay rights movement,
Right.
they wouldn't have the rights that they have now, is what I'm saying. So it helps you.
Well, that's
but when
true.
people want to
That's true.
limit or discriminate against it, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like politics or government does regulate certain parts of people's lives that I feel like they shouldn't have their hand in. Like, I'll give you a good example, even though this is totally unrelated to gay rights. Mm-hmm. So there are like all these little random Facebook groups about like little kid, like, oh, my baby's 3 months this month. It's a Facebook group. And a lot of women go in there and they ask all these questions, like, my baby's 3 months, but my baby has this rash or whatever. Like, do any other mothers know what could this be or whatever before I take them to the doctor? Well, this happened to a lady. She posted a picture of her son, and he was white, and he had like all these rashes. So his skin was really red and nasty. And she just was asking, before I take him to the doctor, I just want to know, does anybody know this? Is there any home remedies? Have you seen this in your child? Somebody took that picture out of that Facebook group and they sent it. Mind you, they don't live in the same state as this lady or anything. They sent it into Child Protective Services in their state.
Ugh.
Their state did an investigation. They went to this lady's house 2 days later and took this lady's child, because whoever sent the picture into their state, DPS or whatever, or CPS, it looked as though it could be bruises instead of a rash. Yeah. So they took the lady's baby away from her with all the court processes to get her baby back. And then, mind you,
Whoever's
the baby had
the opposing side.
Yeah, the baby had a rash at the end of the day. It took her 11 months to get her baby back. Her baby had already turned 1. And, for some people, there are milestones. Obviously, if somebody takes your 3-month-old baby, you're devastated. But for little milestones, they put them in like a foster care. So like for the first haircut, the people just cut the baby's hair off. The people they were raising the baby as their own baby, and she didn't get her son back until he was like 1 and some change. Wow. All because somebody did that. I feel like that's where the government oversteps their boundaries.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's where at the end of the day, the bigger clique wins. So educate yourself.
And get it.
Just get it done, yo. Let's do this.
Okay, so let's go on to the topic of the day, which we're going to talk about first date etiquette.
Oh.
So I haven't had a first date in a minute. But
I thought that I had one today, but I mean, I guess I guess fellas, stay on your toes. Like, chivalry's not dead. Stay on your toes. Every date's a first date. Let's just say that.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that one.
Yeah.
Chivalry's not dead, because you know what? You had opened a little door for me earlier or whatever. I was like, look at him being all sweet.
Oh no, that's natural.
Oh, that's
yeah, that just happened. Like, I'm gonna see who in front of you. Like, I got you, but I got us too. Like, we a clique.
I'm just saying, like, I don't remember you opening no doors for me when I was wobbling around 5 years ago.
Wait a minute. We was at work.
What does that matter?
Politics and religion, they had no place.
Right, okay. So you can't open no doors for me?
Hell nah.
Oh,
Hell nah.
okay.
You ain't about... let's go back.
I don't remember that. I don't remember you saying, like, you all right?
That was a long time ago.
Because you remember that wobble I had, right?
You had a strong... I don't think that was a wobble. Like, that was a... whoa now. Like,
It was a G-lean. I had a real G-lean.
Real West Side. I liked it.
I was just hurting. I will never go through that experience again, by the way. But,
Oh, really?
yeah, it was just a lot. Like,
Nah,
can I
wait a
do,
minute.
like, a surrogate?
No.
No, I'm not in that tax bracket yet.
I mean, yeah, you just the only reason why I say that is because, like, you know, there's people that's out here, like, if you want to, like, help someone else get a surrogate, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you take your shorty, like,
I took mine, though. You see all these war wounds I got? Yuck.
no.
Okay, anyway, so first date etiquette should be every date is the first date.
That's
We're
true.
gonna coin that. That's gonna be the title. Every date is the first date. But some of y'all clearly don't know what first date etiquette is. Like, let me tell you what not to do. Okay, if you're a weed smoker, don't roll up at Shawty house the first date or wherever y'all going and you just twisting up and lighting it like that, unless that's the
Unless
plan.
you know that she smokes too, like, does she
Unless
smoke
that's
too?
the plan. Right? But you can't just be like in a car waiting for her to. First of all,
Did you sell her a bag? How did you meet her?
But like, you can't be saying, "Okay, I'm outside." If you coming outside, and then be rolling up a J and then sparking it, and she just getting in the car like, "Wait, what?"
Smell like tree. Super loud.
But where are we going?
Smell like Loud and Reggie.
Right? Like, what's going on? That's not cool.
Yeah, that's not.
You drinking a fifth of liquor on the date?
Oh God.
I don't think that's appropriate.
Okay, I've been that guy, unfortunately, and you know that's
But so let me ask you this: since you've been that guy,
Yeah.
are you currently that guy?
hell no.
So, what made you feel like that was okay? Like, did you just not know your limit, or were you just like so comfortable? You were just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just. Or was she like that, like bad or ugly or whatever? You like, I got to get drunk to get through the rest of the date.
I mean, that point in time, I was going through something in my life that she couldn't understand anyway, and I didn't want to put her in that situation in my life anyway. And I was trying to think about how to be there without being there. I was thinking
So
too
you
much into
shouldn't
the
have-
situation.
you shouldn't
I
have
didn't
been
wanna
on the
think.
date.
Yeah, I shouldn't have been on the date at all. That was it.
So
I
you
should've
just was
stayed
drinking
the
and
fuck home.
drinking and
Yeah,
drinking.
I should have stayed the fuck home. Because here's my thing: until you lose something good, or until you lose a lot, like, or until you get to a certain place, like, certain lessons are taught in certain ways. Some people get things before others. Like, some people have to go through things. It doesn't matter. But my thing is like this: either way, like, when it comes to a first date, first impression is everything. So you really want to give that person the genuine you, because you don't want to waste their time or your time.
So what if the genuine you is I likes to smoke trees every day? Like, what?
Ease somebody into that, because you got to know that, look, everybody's not okay with that, religion and politics. Like, look.
Stop saying that.
I don't know, yo. Like,
But I feel like, yeah, what you do on the first date tells a lot about who you are. I do want you to be comfortable, clearly, but I don't want you to be so comfortable like I've known you for years. I don't know you, nigga.
Yeah.
Like, so for you to be okay,
all
how about
Taylor
this?
gang on me and shit. Yeah.
So, okay, what about this? Assuming that you're going back to the crib. That's kind of inappropriate, right? Unless the vibe is
Wait,
telling.
what's wrong with going back to the crib? You should see where I stay. Come check this out. Come see what I got. Come see this.
I don't think that's cool.
See what I made up. Because at any
Unless
point in
I
time,
feel like you could. Okay, so just as men probably think this, women know pretty much, like, if we go on a date, you probably can get some ass. Maybe not that night.
Yeah.
But
don't
the
take a Viagra.
Right. But the date dictates, like, you're at 100. You can get the ass at 100%.
Yeah.
Throughout the day, you just knocking off points
Yeah.
all night.
Yeah.
So by the end of the night, if you at a 19, you know what I'm saying, nigga, it's time to go home. You're not getting no ass. I'm not saying that all girls just be giving out ass on the first date.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying that's me.
And I'm not saying, and I'm saying, fellas, like, don't even look for it. Like, just see it as a bonus. Like,
That's
get it. You get
that's
it.
the thing. Like,
Like-
but when you automatically assume because we didn't like have an argument or things weren't awkward that like you're just gonna come back to the house and get some butt. That's doing too much. I mean, to me, that's a turnoff. Or if you are talking about sex the whole night, like, so do you ever see yourself having sex with me? What?
No, chivalry isn't dead. Like, why did you bring up sex first? Like, it's sexier if she brings it up first. Like, look out for you first. Be emotionally smart.
Because I think if you just play it cool, the date would go better. But from things that I've heard from single women that I know, it's like, first of all, a first date is not at my house either. Let's make that clear. So, and then last night I was at a cookout and there were some guys there that were saying, well, I asked her, do she, like I cook. So that's my whole MO. That's my whole game is like, I'll invite her over to eat. Is that a date though? Because he was like,
it seemed like
after
y'all
I get
already
her-
cool. Yeah, so that's, I mean, I don't
No,
know.
apparently it's not. Like, I guess after he meet her or whatever and they're talking on the phone, getting to know each other before the first date, he'll be
Yeah.
like, instead of saying like, do you want me to take you to dinner or something? He'll be like, hey, I was fixing some steak, potatoes, and some
Okay,
spinach
9 times
tonight."
out of 10, she's not gonna play PS4 with you and Xbox One.
He's not trying to.
Oh,
But
so
that's his MO is like, I'm about to cook you some steak, some potatoes, some spinach.
Oh.
And hopefully he's not listening to this.
Man,
and,
shit.
I'm going to pour some bottles of wine or whatever. And then she going to be so full, she ain't going to want to go nowhere.
That's not. That's,
And then she going to be like,
no,
feeling it or
like,
whatever.
Nah.
So, because my thing is, if I'm going over your house, that's already given the pretext, like,
there are very lame guys out here. Like they're
gonna get some
just
ass,
like,
you know what I
they just
mean?
are. It just
but maybe I'm
they're
practical. Because if I'm going over your house for real, you'll probably get some ass. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it. Like, if you was coming
here.
over my
I picked
house,
you. I knew that I was giving you the ass. Anyway, that ain't mutual. We didn't have to bring this up. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
not us per se, but yeah, hell no.
But I'm just
But look,
saying.
I mean, not hell nah, but you I mean,
I'm not offended.
Yeah, okay. Take it.
I did hear the hell no, but I was like,
I just
I
say
got
that
it.
because
Yeah.
politics and religion.
right, of course.
Okay.
So he so I'm just saying, as far as like, if a dude asked me to come over and I was already comfortable or whatever, in my mind, if I say yes, I know that there's a 90% chance that I'm going to get it in. You know what I'm saying? And what we're doing over there, or the conversation, or what you turn me off, like that will build down. Like,
guys,
I gotta go.
Guys, let me help you out real quick. Get you a get it in buddy. Like, that way, that's your shorty. That you already got guaranteed butt. It's already there. It's there. You got it. It's in your phone. It's in your pocket. Know that it's there. And don't be trying to get the new, like, until she give it to you. And once she give it to you, then take it when you want it. Like, because she gave it to you. How about that?
So what do like, as far as you, what's a turn off on a first date? What are women doing out here that's inappropriate in your opinion on a first date?
I had to learn, and it took a really long time, Catherine. It took a really long time for me to learn, like, not to fuck with broke bitches.
So what does that mean? Like,
I don't.
You
gotta
so
be
you want
doing
her to
something.
pay?
No,
Oh,
it don't
she
mean
gotta-
shit. It don't mean shit financially, like, or anything like that. It just means like broke. You could be emotionally broke. Like, you could be like just not. You could just not.
So if she pouring all her business out to you like the first date, that's not cool. Like, if she like,
Yeah,
I'm down on my luck, my baby
daddy.
daddy, da 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 da, blase blase. That's, you don't want to see all that. The
Right,
first date.
because I want to know that you have a handle over your own situation and your own self. I want to see, like, we have to grow together. So if we're growing together, then show me where you can take me. Like, don't tell me where you've been.
But you do want to know where she's been, though, right?
I'll find that out.
Eventually, but you don't need all that
We
information.
deep, the streets talk.
So you don't need all that information.
I don't need it all up front, like, you know.
Ooh, yeah, I wouldn't. I don't want to know. I went on a date back in the day, and this dude talked about his ex-girlfriend the whole time, and it was kind of. This is going to sound shady because I know of her. I don't. We're not friends, But so because when he found out that I knew who she was, he just like talked about her the whole night, and I was like,
Because he was probably trying to get your opinion on her. Like, he was probably trying to, but that's what you can't do, because that's what you
yeah,
can't
I
do.
was just
Here's my
like,
thing.
I
Never,
don't get it.
here's another thing, guys. Like, never, ever, ever taking advice from another woman on another woman to heart. Like, listen to it, because you can't not listen. You have to listen. So listen to it, but don't take it to heart. Like, you should never want the advice of another woman on another woman. And the reason for that is because a lot of women, like, are scandalous towards other women, period. Like,
So
they
you
don't
wouldn't
like
take
other
my
women.
you
like,
wouldn't take my advice about
I would
a
listen
female?
to you. I would listen to you. I would listen to you, and I would take it to heart. But that's because I like, yeah.
Because
would listen-
I don't feel, I'm just saying to prove your theory wrong.
I don't see you as a female. See, like, that's what I'm
You see
saying.
me as a monster.
I know. I
As
just,
a panda.
yeah. I can't. You know.
But because I feel like I want the best for my friends. Like, I wouldn't, if I knew like a dude, I don't have any male friends that I feel like want to pursue me or anything. But I know that there are situations like that where it's been kind of murky somewhere.
True.
But I wouldn't take no advice from him. You don't know, like if there was some
Right.
weirdness in
But
our
that's what I'm
friendship.
saying. Yeah, because guys may hate on another guy. Like, you might be
But
watching.
there are
his
some
pockets.
friendships, like,
But
you know,
they
like
try to
our
do that,
friendship,
right.
where if you had a question about a female, like, do you think I'm tripping because A, B, and C? I would tell you. I mean, I've told you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you out here wilding out. I'm gonna need you to get it together and calm down. There have been plenty of situations with your prior girlfriend where I felt like, let it go.
Wait, you talking to me?
Yes, sir. I'm talking to you. I'm saying I gave you good advice. You
Oh.
didn't take it.
You know.
But whatever.
That proves what I was saying. Like,
But I wasn't out to get you. That's what I'm saying. Like, I
You was
wasn't
looking
like
out.
I wasn't.
But
like,
I just don't
F
take
that.
advice on women from women.
But maybe you should.
Hey.
Is what I'm saying, because
Hey.
I peeped that very early on.
Yeah, you did.
And that wasn't hate. That was just I don't see it. But okay.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anywho, we got some questions. So that's the only thing, like, broke, emotionally broke, spiritually broke, just broken women.
Yeah,
That's unattractive for you to be giving me 100% of yourself on the first date.
that's true.
Anything else that's unattractive for men?
You know,
Is
I'm not
anything
trying.
appearance wise, or like,
Well, okay. Here's the thing, women. If when you go on a first date, like, okay, just stay away from like the wharf. If okay, for DMV people, let me explain something to you. All right, DMV, we know what this is. The wharf is a seafood place, a little seafood place that you can go get a lot of seafood and stuff like that. You shouldn't take your man there on the first night just because you don't want him to, like, looking around really strange and shit.
like, what's that smell?
I don't know. I'm not here.
Because I'm like, we at the wharf, so clearly it's not me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not eating those. Look at you,
What?
being
Look,
real
what?
unprofessional.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Wait. Okay.
So we okay, so I wouldn't go eat seafood on the first date anyway, because that's just weird. You know, I don't want to eat no seafood. Like, I don't want to be cracking no crabs on the first date.
True.
You know what I'm saying? That's a little too messy for me. But I think that, like, your appearance, like, you should be, you don't got to be church dressed up. You know, you ain't got to be Easter sharp.
Right.
But can you look decent? Like, depending on where the date at, can you smell good? Could you have taken a shower? You know, you got to have your hygiene up.
All of that. All of
Like,
that.
don't
All of
meet
that
me
is-
right after a cookout and then be like, you know what, let's go to the movies on the first setting.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna go to take a shower first, or you just gonna come straight?
You need to
from the
go get like social skills for dummies or like something like that. If you don't know first, to
But
take
some people don't know. Or this is not a first date. How about this for dudes?
you're a
Like,
product of your environment, like my friend.
what about, so somebody told my friend was gonna meet up with somebody for the first date, and they were trying to like get in the same location, and he pretty much was like, well, I could meet you at the food court in Bowie Town Center for the first date.
We can meet there.
But I think he was
but we
trying to
gotta leave. Like, you
like-
gotta get in my car and like we can go somewhere.
But I think he was trying to like have lunch like at Five Guys.
And see, that's when the guy wasn't being emotionally smart. Just like I said in a previous
Religion and politics.
Show. But no, it was not that. But my thing was, I shouldn't have went on that date that one time that I told you about. You said I shouldn't have went, and that's when he was in a situation where maybe he shouldn't have extended the invitation, thinking that you was like food court shorty.
But who's
like, I don't know,
who's food court shorty at
shorty that I met at the food court, like when I was like 17, like
17 though.
Yeah.
Oops, I keep hitting this thing. We are just all over the place today. That's at 17.
Right.
The food court. Like, I ain't even been to a food court in so long. Like, where is the food court in Bowie Town Center? You know what I'm saying? So,
no, I know where it's at though. I don't know what's in there anymore, but like,
I'm not bougie at all. But
so
like,
here's my thing though. If I tell you to meet me there, if I tell you, I'm like, okay, meet me at the food court. Are you gonna assume and make an ass?
I think that he really genuinely was like, let's catch.
You think?
I mean, because mind you, I'm. This isn't me. You know what I'm saying? But from the story I got, it was like, let's hit up the food court at Bowie Town
Okay,
Center.
but is there something wrong with dating a guy who maybe like works in the food court?
Works there? Like full time?
Yeah.
For me, yes, that would be a problem because I'm not. If you working, shawty, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm at a certain point in my life where that's unacceptable for my standards.
What
you
if
know
it's
what
a
I'm
part-time gig and like that's his
I just
hustle?
said full time.
Oh, you said full time? Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I feel like I still feel like at this point in my life, your part-time gig got to be a little more efficient.
And at this point in my life, I wouldn't date food court shorty either.
Yeah.
But like,
but I'm just saying, I'm not saying that you're not dateable. You're just not dateable to me because okay, how embarrassing.
Right.
I mean, you shouldn't really care.
You should not give a damn.
But like, you walking past like Panera Bread and your boyfriend is like, yo, what up? Y'all want some free food? Like,
you don't know Panera Bread like I do.
Like, I can't. Like, I don't want to be dodging the food court because I know you're there. And then I meet you on the job. Like, can you come up to the food court? You want to come up to the food court tonight? No, I'm not.
Yeah.
So no, sorry, guys. Call me what you want to call me. So let's move on to the question of the day.
What's the question of the day?
We actually got quite a few, but I know we're like running behind because we're having all these errors and technical difficulties today.
The turn up.
I know, right? So all that drinking, all that heat. Okay. So I'm going to read this and then try to formulate it into a question.
I thought like last show you said that you was the one bringing the water in the jugs of water.
I did. Well,
okay.
I had
question
water.
of the day.
Don't put me on the spot.
You good.
Okay. Gangs. How are they so quick? How have they, okay. So I've been drinking. Let me do that over again.
Oh.
Gangs, how they so quickly evolve from middle school, high school friendships to feuds against others. In my experience, I've grown from a friendship with 3 young men, and whomever had a problem with them had a problem with me. How does friendship quickly evolve or turn into gang affiliated activity? And I guess the question is stemming from, for example, like, in Chicago, there's all these like 29 shootings a weekend. You know what I mean? But some of these people are technically, they say gang related, but it's like neighborhood related. You grow up with these people, then they beef with other people, and now it's like gang related activity. Like, do you think from, well, in my era, I guess your era too, it was like you got initiated into a gang. You got jumped in or whatever. Now it's just like, we from 3rd Street crew. You know what I'm saying? Because we all grew up on 3rd Street. Now we killing niggas on 4th Street. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think that it's evolved from, like, I'm jumping you in or, we're out here, like, in our blue and red to, like, we in a neighborhood?
I mean, definitely. Like, I mean, we definitely went from NWA to Taylor Gang. Like, we did. Like, and a lot of people don't know, but Wiz Khalifa, man, no shade. Like, I bang with dude. Like, hey, 28 grams. Go download that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. I'll endorse him. You know what I'm saying? I'll endorse like people.
Oh, but Taylor Gang is a real gang.
Nah, it's not. But that's what
It's
I
a
say.
neighborhood.
It's a
Yeah.
it's like, you know, it's not like I don't take that real because I know that he grew up with both parents, like, you know what I'm saying? But
But that's the thing. These new gang members in quotation marks come from suburban two parent families.
Right.
Because it's trying to it's evolving from I grew up in this low class or low income area, and we didn't have no food, and my mama was just the only one working 12 hours a day, and I needed to look to this big OG, you know what I'm saying, for guidance to we all in this neighborhood, in this suburban ass neighborhood, eating good, and we a clique, and we beefing with this other suburban neighborhood. Now we shooting and killing.
Let me tell you this too. The bigger clique always wins. So like,
but how do you, now that it's in the suburbs, like how do you rectify that? It's not about the bigger clique that wins. It's about like, why are y'all fighting?
When it
like, you got a good life,
right? when it comes to that, like, people have to be emotionally smart. Here's my thing: I don't join.
If you say I don't emotionally fucking smart.
Yeah, I'm sorry because okay, a friend of mine brought that up to me. A friend of mine, a very good friend of mine.
Is this gang real? Is this?
It is very gang related because he's in my gang. He's actually
you in a gang?
Yeah, he's a movie producer. He stay out in L.A. right now. Like I said, we out there. Ain't we? But my thing is, he brought it to my attention, and when he brought it to my attention, I started looking at that in myself, and I was like, that's my weakness. But that's why I say that. So my thing is bringing it back to gangs and stuff like that. Like my thing is like, I don't need street cred. Like I don't need none of that because I don't need the streets. Like I don't need to be in the streets. Like I don't need.
But because these are like young kids, like 15, 16, 17. Yeah. Like,
and if you a big homie and you talking about this my young shooter, oh, you're fucking lame.
But I'm just saying, as far as like, it's not the same as I grew up on the mean streets of wherever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up in Southeast. Remember when, it's like, I grew up in Southeast. Damn, you gotta look behind your back or blah, 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 blah. No, you grew up in Bowie. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we a gang? We're in Bowie.
Well, it's survival of the fittest, like, out here. And my thing is, however you feel that you have to get it, go ahead and get it. But that may be your way. That may be your way. And like I said, at the end of the day, just remember that the bigger clique always wins. So how, like...
I don't think that's good advice.
Nah, reality is perception. Like, or perception is reality. Look at it vice versa.
No, but, you're saying that, what did you just say? Perception is reality. So here's my take. These kids are looking at
themselves as being so big and so,
or like I'm looking at these gangster ass videos and it's
out here.
I'd rather be Rick Ross, or I'd rather be Jeezy or whatever. Jeezy out here trapping. Jeezy out here.
Jeezy got money to pay niggas to take care of you. Like, that's the problem. Okay, let me stop.
But you just roll out. But what I'm trying to say is, you're sitting at home watching your cable TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is like, the media portrays like black people to be athletes and rappers or whatever, and we live in this hard life or whatever. Meanwhile, you're sitting in a $400,000 house, and you go with your other friends, and you go to high school, but since they've zoned your high school, there are really low income kids in your high school that are hard. So you've now formed a clique with your neighborhood, and now you got to fight these real bad kids, and now you've inadvertently made a gang. So my thing is like, that's where the evolution came from, I would think. You know what I'm saying? Because zone schools, you know what I mean? Like, all of that plays a part. You have kids who have, been systematically or been introduced to that because of where they live and what their lifestyle is. And now these children or teenagers who live in this other neighborhood, they kind of got to gang up and team up and be hard because it's other people at school that's really hard. Right. Now, and I'm not saying these kids from these suburbs or whatever aren't hard either, but you don't come from that. You know what I'm saying? Now, what you're saying is, oh, the bigger gang got to win or whatever. That, to me, that's not smart. It's how do we go back in these neighborhoods and say, you don't have to be a neighborhood friends. You don't have to, just like the email said, we started off as friends. Right. So just like when we grew up, if your friend had a problem with someone, you had a problem.
Right.
How do we go back in and say, if your friend got a problem with so and so, they got a problem with so and so. Like, don't bring me into that, because it be them that get shot up that don't got the problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's when the innocent get hurt, and that's when sadly, I feel sorry for all victims of any violence, like whether it be like domestic or foreign. I don't know. Okay, but my thing is when you say that, when you say the evolution or inadvertently, those words in itself stand out to me because of the fact that how did you inadvertently make your gang? Like,
what I just explained it. So
no, I get it, but I'm just saying in
because you're not calling yourself a gang,
right.
You know what I mean? But in theory, you're a gang now.
Yeah,
because you're hanging with your friends all the time. And you know what I mean? Like, and like the listener wrote in, it started as, these are my friends I grew up with. We lived in the same neighborhood from, whatever age. If he got beef, I got beef. But now that if you always beefing with whoever your friends got beef with, that mean it's not just y'all two beefing with one person, I'm sure. It's probably, them two beefing with that one person. Now my clique gonna be beefing. It's gang. It's really gang activity.
Be
when you think about
emotionally
it.
smart and don't join a gang with beef, or that has beef.
But what he's saying is, it's not like you're going around saying I'm in a gang. Mm-hmm. You get what I mean?
Right. But
when you're
not a gang, you're a clique.
But that's how it starts. That's how it evolves.
That's how
because
it evolves.
You don't see people going around now saying I'm in this gang. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a Crip. I'm a Blood. I don't live in that environment, but I do hear people saying, like, repping a neighborhood. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So now your neighborhood has turned into a gang.
You have to go through something. Like, let me tell you, like, all right.
It better be on course.
It's on course. Let me tell you, but I'm just putting myself out there. Let me first foremost say that I've been in the wrong situation.
Okay, moving on.
Okay. But either way, my thing is this though. My thing is outside of that, once you evolve to that level or whatever, I say that to say that I know actual gang members. Once you evolve to that level or whatnot, my thing is be smart and do something with it. Do something positive. Do something productive. Don't look towards beef.
So you're saying that once these neighborhoods have evolved into a gang lifestyle, because that's what's happening, you know what I mean? That which derived from some sort of violence, no matter how petty it was, if it was just street fighting or whatever, that now they need to say, oh, hold up, we need to use this for good.
Right.
How do you do that? Like, that doesn't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? Or they wouldn't be in that situation in the first place. But, we'll just leave off by saying, like, you should be accountable for your own actions. And to me, at the end of the day, that would help to resolve some of these neighborhood gang issues, because at the end of the day, like, I used to have that mentality as far as if my girl got beef with this girl, I got beef with her. Like, I'm not speaking to her, I'm not talking to her. But as I got older, I realized that some of that beef was stupid. It wasn't as dramatized as male beef, as in I'm a fight his ass at McDonald's or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, we wasn't fighting and then shooting and killing, but we were very catty and like, I'm just not talking to her. I'm going to act nasty to her. Right. But when I got older and then some stories came out or whatever, or the truth or whatever, it was like, I straight stopped being friends with somebody, or I'm beefing with a girl that I don't even know. Like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So once I started being accountable for my own actions, if you're beefing with her, fine. I'm not about to go pursue a friendship with anyone that my friends don't like. Right. But if we were already on some kind of course, we gonna stand that course until I feel some type of way about her or him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Right. That way I don't get caught in your beef. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not fighting for nobody because I have too much to lose. I'm not fighting for you. I will try to, to a certain degree to, like, have some resolution in your conflict. I'm not just about to let nobody get beat up. But if I be like, you need to chill out and you keep going in and you get your ass whooped or you get shot up, that's you. Like, I'm not trying to be in that type of situation. So I think that especially as you get older and your friendship, you see or you can recognize that your friendship evolved into like a gang.
And people are a product of their
Yeah,
environment. And
a
what
gang
they're around.
lifestyle. You need to, if you can recognize that your friendships turned into this gang type of lifestyle, you should be strong enough also to step away from it, and they should be able to, even if they don't understand, fuck them. You know what I mean? Like,
But they just might, and you might just be the one to help them by
Yeah.
losing you. They might.
yeah,
lose
like,
more.
you know what? I understand where y'all coming from. I know we grew up together. I know this, blah, blah, blah. But I got a family that I got to take care of. Or I got a life I got to live. And this ain't the shit I want to do. I want to do
That's
bigger and better
being
things. And
emotionally
that's,
smart.
yeah, I got
Caring
some
about
shit I want to
putting
do.
you
Like,
first.
I fucks with you,
Yeah.
you my nigga, or whatever y'all be saying these days.
Yeah.
And
Who is y'all? Wait.
I mean, y'all as in
yeah.
whomever wrote the letter.
Oh,
You know what
okay.
I'm saying?
Oh, all right.
But that's just not what I want to do. I drop people every day. I mean, not every day, but I have no problem saying you got a lot of shit going on in your life and I don't have time for that shit.
True.
So I'm not saying, you know, how you take it is how you take it. That's not how I meant it.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying I don't want to be friends with you. I just, your activities in your life are now starting to affect my life, and I don't
my
like
circle,
it.
and I gotta cut it off.
Yeah, I gotta
And,
go.
cut
So if they can't respect that, fuck them. You gotta live your life.
That's
So I
true.
hope that, you know, with us going back and forth with the question and us not really resolving it, that helped you.
Form
But
your own opinion on it. How about that? Form your own opinion.
no, because then we wouldn't get any emails.
Oh, don't do that.
But thanks for listening this week. I know this was a little long, but we really appreciate you. Don't forget to drop us an email at emailourtrifecta@gmail.com or hit up our Facebook page, and that's like facebook.com/ourtrifecta. See you not next Monday, but the Monday after next. Bye.